Hey friends, today we're talking about multiplication using the standard algorithm. So make sure this title, Multiplication Standard Algorithm, is on your paper. So we're going to find the product. Let's start with one we know. We know 12 times 12 equals 144. So if I were doing area of a room, 12 by 12 would be 144 square inches, okay? So let's think about this though with the standard algorithm. Standard algorithm tells us to break each one of my bottom numbers into pieces. So instead of thinking of this as a 12, I'm going to think of this as a 1 and a 2. But really, I'm going to think of it as a 10 and a 2, and you're going to see that in a second. 2 times 2 is 4, and 2 times 1 is 2. So we know that 2 groups of 12 is 24. Now we need to work with the tens. In order to work with the tens, we have to put a 0 below the 4 to hold the place value of ones. So 1 times 2 gives me 2, because this is really a 10 times 2, or a 20, right? And 10 times 10, or 1 times 1, is 1, because 10 times 10 is 100. So I add these together, and the total is 144, okay? So this is our answer with the standard algorithm. Rewatch that example if you need to again. Okay, let's label this one number 1 in our notebooks. What do we do if we have 67 times 53? Well, let's start with the 3. 3 times 7 is 21. So we put the 1 down and we put the 2 up here to remember to add it on later. 3 times 6 is 18, plus 2 more is 20. So 201. If we had 67 3 times, it would be 201. Now let's look at the 5. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this plus 2 because we're looking at the 5. He's a 50. So hold the ones place because we don't have ones anymore. That was the 3. Now we're working with the tens. So we're moving immediately over to the tens. 5 times 7 is 35, so I'm going to bring the 3 over here so I remember to add it on. 5 times 6 is 30, plus 3 is 33. So now we're going to add these together. 1 and 0 make 1, 5 and 0 make 5, 2 and 3 make 5, and bring down my 3,000. So my answer is 3,551. Let's explore that problem a little bit more. Why does it work? You're breaking the problem essentially apart into 60 plus 7 and 50 plus 3. And then you're distributing the 60 to the 7, or excuse me, the 60 to the 50 and the 60 to the 3. You're also doing the same thing with the 7 to the 50 and the 3. So when I multiply 3 times 7 and get 21 in my standard algorithm, it's like this right here. When I take 3 times 60 and I get 180 and add it together, I get the 201. Do you see that? Then when I take 5 times 7 and get 350, remember the 0 right here, and then 50 times 60 and get 3,000, these two get added together and are brought down here. We're adding those together and we get 3,551. Okay, so that's a little bit about why it works. If you need to go back and rewatch this example, do so now, because now you know the reasoning behind it, because we're breaking these numbers apart. Okay, so let's find the product, excuse me, by trying that. If you want to try this one on your own, go for it. If not, copy down the problem. Let's call this one number 2. Okay, pause the video and try it. I'm going to show you what I did. 4 times 3 is 12, and 4 times 8 is 32, but I add that 1 on and I get 33. So 4 times 83 is 332. Now this is a 20, so bring down my 0. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 8 is 16, and we're going to add these together. So 2 groups of 83 is 1,600, or 20 groups of 83 is 1,660. We get 2 here, 9, 9, so 1,192. What do we do if we have hundreds? Same thing. We're just going to have a couple more steps. So let's label this one number 3. 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 3 is 3. 1 times 6 is 6, because one group of 634 is 634. Now let's think about our 30. Hold your 0 with the place value, or with the place holder of 0 in the ones place. 3 times 4 is 12. Okay, we're going to carry the 10 over to these 10s. 3 times 3 is 9, plus one more 10 is 10, so bring over this one. 3 times 6 is 18, plus 1 is 19. Now let's add them. 4 and 0 make 4, 3 and 2 make 5, 6 and 0 make 6, 9 plus 0 and 1 plus 0, so 19,654. Okay, so you try this one for me. Find the product. I'll be back in just a second to show you what I did. Label this one number 4. Okay, grab your red pen. Let's check our work. If we take 5 times 3, we get 15. 5 times 8 is 40, plus 1 is 41. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 4 is 9. So 5 groups of 183 is 915. 70, so hold your place with a 0 in the ones. 7 times 3, I'm going to erase these. Or if you're working on your paper, just cross them out when you're done with them. So 7 times 3 is 21. Okay, 7 times 8 is 56, plus 2 is 58. 7 times 1 is 7, plus 5 is 12. We're going to add these together, and I'll use blue to show you this. 5 plus 0 is 5. 1 plus 1 is 2, so 10 and 10 make 20. 900 and 800 make 1,700, or 1,700, so we're having a 1 here. 1 plus 2 is 3, and bring down your 1, so 13,725. Make sure that if you didn't do it like this, that you check it with your red pen. Okay, let's do one more example. 20 people are invited to your birthday party. You want to make bags that consist of 115 M&Ms. So how many M&Ms do you need in all? So you're going to give 115 M&Ms to 20 people. So we need 115 times 20, or you can do it like this. I always feel like it's easier to do the smaller number on bottom. So go ahead and try that for me. Make sure you write this down. This is number 5. Okay, grab your red pen. 0 is just 0 all the way across. So let's think about 2 instead. Hold your place value with a 0. 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. And 2 times 1 is 2. Add them together, and we get 2,300 M&Ms. So make sure you check your work with a red pen, and that's all I have for you today. I'll see you next time.